Welcome to Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi there, it's Mike Matthews. I am broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In the land of Ameritopica, and I'm not in a hospital because it's kind of sometimes impossible to do a show from a hospital bed. If your face is like Alabaster, you might get someone that's not named Ned, but the Brewmaster. You know, I did a show.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I did like a quick clip. Short is what they call it on YouTube. And that thing got over 1,500
Mike's
views.
Daily
I don't know, is that normal?
Podcast.
For the Brewmaster,
Yeah.
such a popular fella. Anyway, that's Cafe Anyway, something I learned. But we're broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth, in the land of Ameritopica, episode 3209. 3209. I started this podcast, about 16 years ago. And, well, I'm still doing it. Here I am still doing it. Wow. And I do put it on YouTube, but, you know, just the podcast picture, which we'll get to in a moment, and the audio. But I have noticed a lot of the idiot-fluencers, a lot of the YouTubers have sadly died. And I asked AI about that. Particularly, I asked Microsoft's thing called Copilot. Because I guess they've got kind of a pilot flying apparatus type imagery going on with Microsoft Outlook. That has to do with a plane, doesn't it? No, it has nothing to do with a plane. Unless you're taking a look out of the cockpit. Is that going to be another thing they're going to name one of their products that? I don't know. But they went with Copilot. But the answer that it gave me was many YouTubers have died for the same reasons people in the general population do. Illness, accidents, and sometimes tragic circumstances. However, the visibility...
Here's today's podcast picture
of their deaths feels amplified because they are public figures with devoted audiences. So each loss resonates widely. And that apparently comes from something called Everybody Wiki something. That's where they got that source. So take that with what you will take it with. The podcast picture is of a tree. As we get into the holiday season, it is time for a Christmas tree to suddenly be there in Niles, California, which I pass by every day when I come home from Fremont, California. And see that wonderful, glorious holiday type picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. The late great Basil the Boxer and I went there many times. In fact, the last podcast picture had to do with Niles too. One of those weird window displays where they have the people do some cool displays with the Christmas and whatnot. I think that last display had a stuffed dog, some taxidermy going on. Very weird. YouTubers often share their lives openly, so when tragedy strikes, it feels very personal to fans. Many creators are young, so their deaths seem especially shocking compared to older celebrities. And they may not even like Chowda. Hopefully Chowda wasn't the reason why they died. I'm sure this is also true with the TikTokers. News spreads quickly across social media, making each loss more noticeable. What happens to me is I hear about these young people passing away, these YouTubers, and I go, who? Who is that? Oh, they once went viral? That's sweet. They went viral. Maybe they caught a virus and that's why they died. Oh, but there have been some sad deaths among YouTubers. There was Technoblade who died of sarcoma. That was just 3 years ago. Geriatric 1927 died of cancer in 2014. Were they born in 27?
All I want to do is sit on a couch and eat corn chips.
Means they would be 100 years old in 2 years. Oh. So, okay. And maybe you're eating too many corn chips. That's another reason why you'll pass away. Then there was an accident. Albert Dyerland, who was a Danish YouTuber, died in a fall while filming. Oh, no. Not good to fall. Try and stay upright. And don't knock stuff over here at Cafe Anyway. Christina Grimmie, a singer and YouTuber, was tragically shot 10 years ago. There were some creators who have died by suicide, reflecting broader challenges in online fame in connection with mental health struggles. It's a dilly-dilly, folks. Dealing with all of this. And there was someone named Monty Ohm, who was an animator and creator who died about 10 years ago after an allergic reaction during surgery. So with millions of creators worldwide, statistically, some are going to pass away each year. Unlike traditional celebrities, YouTubers often interact directly with the fans. It didn't go
quite as planned. Watch here.
And they're watching, and that's what attracts the people that watch the YouTube, because they're watching, and the TikTok. Online communities also memorialize their creators intensely, so each case gets prolonged attention. And that's what it is. Now, I'm wondering if I took that same question and asked, and made a Taylor Swift song.
That
with
one I
it.
don't understand, but that's okay.
That is probably Fat Taylor Swift is what that was. Hopefully she won't get fat, because it's just not to fat shame, but you do have health issues that escalate once you get over a certain weight threshold. Let's just say peripheral artery disease.
Press the button, you donut.
Avoid donuts is what I'm saying. And that's what I hope you can hear me, because I did press the button. What else do we? Same issues here. There was an illness that Lynn Yamada Davis, cooking with Linja, died of esophageal cancer in 2024.
Latina Uzi.
I know that's a TikToker. Some creators have died in tragic accidents while filming or traveling. There was Emin Tenza, who died of suicide. Supposedly that was caused in part by moving to Los Angeles. They had mental health struggles. Then there was Taylor Rasu Grigg, who passed away at the age of 25 after ongoing health issues. And we're outside a cafe anyway. So that's where we are in Podcaster Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. Another tragedy that's involved with social media is this thing called Instagram Face. And what heck is that? Yes, in the land of Ameritopica, an interesting topica indeed.
And they have 150 to 200 gas pumps.
Here at Cafe Anyway. What do we have?
Massive. It's like a Walmart-sized convenience
It is. It's
store.
like a Walmart-sized convenience store.
Anything you can imagine.
Convenience.
From burgers to barbecue to chicken to...
So it's like a truck stop on steroids.
That's what we are, a truck stop with steroids.
Okay.
No.
Quadruple dose of steroids.
I'm surprised.
We're hanging out at Cafe Anyway, and those guys are talking, and they walk into your office, and they sit down, and they never move, and they just sit there and like to talk. Don't you love those type of people that show up in your office? You're busy working, you're tuchus off, and they sit down with their tuchus and never leave. Do they have Instagram Face, though? That is the quick question to ask.
Knight who says...
Dilly. No. Instagram Face is a beauty trend shaped by social media filters and influencers. It describes a standardized look with cat-like eyes, long lashes, high cheekbones, plump lips, a small nose, and poreless skin, often achieved through makeup, filters, or cosmetic procedures. I see that and go, ooh,
Mike,
fake.
you want to join in on this conversation? You can join in. You know,
Fake. We had all this repulsion to fake news if you were someone on the right. Yet this is totally fake everything. Wouldn't everybody be opposed to that? Ugh. Come on, you got to be able to trust your eyes. Cat-like eyes, the almond shape, often enhanced with eyeliner or surgery. Yikes.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Avoid the falling. That's all we got to learn from here, and avoid this surgery to get cat-like eyes. What is going on? Then this thing with long lashes, I have never understood that. People wearing mascara extensions or filters to make their lashes long, and they're obsessed with it. A small nose, slim sculpted noses.
He's nuts! They're nuts!
They are
they
nuts.
Know nothing!
I love a big nose. High cheekbones. What did they call it? A noble nose. That was someone. I fell in love when I was in college with this gal who wasn't interested, but she had a noble nose. I was obsessed with it. All right, onwards.
What in the world was that about?
I'm not going to try and explain myself. The high cheekbones, yeah, that's been a thing forever and a day, but what do you get? At some point, the high cheekbones start to, your face looks, it has pluses and minuses. You know, I have never had high cheekbones. I don't even think I have cheekbones. Must be something holding up my face. Nah,
You're a very rude person. The way you
Thank
treat
you.
Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And
I've
the way
never
you
said
treat other
anything
people
about
are
her
horrible.
cheekbones.
You shouldn't treat people that way.
Full lips, the full lips phenomenon. Lip fillers or plumping glosses mimic the effect. Wasn't it the Kardashians years ago that were telling people to take a shot glass and use that to plump their lips up? Or there was something associated with them, and it ended up causing people to have actual
All right, Mike, take care.
damage.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Oh, there they go with their lips. They must have lips. They were talking. And people doing this blank expression thing. A selfie-ready face. Polished but emotionless. No, thank you. That might as well just be AI. The term was popularized by writer Gia Tolento. Oh, that's Gia now talking. Who, this according to Wikipedia, who described it as distinctly white but ambiguously ethnic. A composite of different racial features. It emerged from Instagram filters that smooth skin and large eyes, reshaped facial features don't. Oh, that's something. So I see pictures. I get this for all of a sudden I'm getting a newsletter from iHeartMedia.
What are you, nuts?
I don't know. I don't want it. But it's being emailed to me. And they showed pictures of Miley Cyrus and of the Wicked gal. Wicked's being this huge movie right now. The Grande gal. And I don't know what is happening there. I'm like, is that a puppet? That looks like some kind of AI puppet. What's happening there? But she's laughing all the way to the bank. Celebrities and influencers like the Kardashians.
Oh, yes. I know all about how to spot microaggressions and root out privilege.
And Emily Ratajkowski. Wasn't she the gal from that video years ago that Robin Thicke did and got into trouble with? So they're all cited as people. The Showbiz cheat sheet says that they're cited as embodying this look. Many people who pursue the look through cosmetic surgery, Botox, and fillers, getting these tweakments. Oh, that's not good.
Always interrupt our snacking.
No,
You're a
that
demon.
can lead to all kinds of problems. Makeup brands are trying to cater to this. Makeup brands and critics are arguing it promotes a homogenized beauty standard, erasing individuality and pressuring people to conform, according to Psychology Today. And it's seen as both aspirational and problematic. Aspirational because it aligns with celebrity beauty ideals. Problematic because it enforces unrealistic expectations.
They will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
The people that do this, they'll be met with fire and fury and probably a very hollow, empty existence. The look is a digital to physical feedback loop. Filters inspire real-life cosmetic changes when they reinforce the filtered aesthetic online. If they don't see me without a filter and I don't look the way that I was saying with the filter, then I got to look like it by paying a doctor a lot of money to cut into my skin. Where's the rationality there? Here's another question I have that doesn't, it's kind of, what was this lately happening?
Mom Donnie shows up. He's this young, handsome, charismatic guy who came out of nowhere and won big, and the most important city in the world, Trump's hometown, no less. He walks in, he smiles, he shakes Trump's hand. Trump now looks over in the corner. He sees J.D. Vance, all sweaty and eager. And looks at you, he sees Stephen Miller sucking on his pinkies. And he looks around at all these weird, unattractive, AI-generated human vomits in his office.
There you go.
And he's like, why can't I have this Mom Donnie around? It's the classic opposites attract love story.
So don't be, in conclusion, an AI-generated human vomit. That's all we are trying to say. And don't be a company that sends all your jobs to the Philippines. Yes, many U.S. companies are outsourcing jobs to the Philippines, especially in industries like IT, healthcare, finance, and customer service. It's driven by cost savings, access to skilled talent, and there's strong English proficiency among the Philippines and the Filipino workers. Hiring in the Philippines can reduce labor costs up to 70% compared to U.S. wages. The Philippines have over 1.8 million workers, especially in the information technology and business process management sector, serving global clients according to Create Think Solutions. And then there's the shared cultural values and familiarity with Western business practices. And offshore staffing allows U.S. companies to expand or contract teams quickly without the overhead of local hiring. This according to Sysgen RPO. And Filipino teams can provide 24/7 support covering U.S. business hours and beyond. There are around 300,000 U.S. jobs that are outsourced offshore every year. And the Philippines is the top destination, also according to Sysgen RPO. And in fact, the industry generated $38 billion in the Philippines in 2024. The market is projected to grow further by 2030. It'll go from 38 billion to 1.7 billion. 38 billion up to 1.7 billion by 2030. Wait, isn't that going backwards? That's anyway. That's according to the people at Wise. So it's growing. It's not stopping anytime soon. It reduces opportunities for American workers, especially those entry-level jobs. Companies must invest in training and oversight to maintain standards. So that can be very tricky for the companies that do this. And there's a heavy reliance on offshore staffing that can expose companies to risks like global political changes, or there's the political global disruptions as well. But many companies are increasingly shifting certain roles to the Philippines. And there is one that I know of that I was shocked to find out about. But is Apple one of them? Not sure, but they joined the $4 trillion club thanks to the better than expected iPhone 17 sales in the US and China. It becomes the third public company to reach the 4 trillion mark, followed by Nvidia and Microsoft. Their stock had lagged behind many of its Magnificent Seven peers like Amazon and Meta, with a relatively slow to push into AI, but it has jumped by 25% over the past couple of months. Uber and Lucid stocks climb after settling San Francisco as their first market for joint robotaxi fleets. Oh, speaking of a fleet, well, just one person actually, on a horse. Look who it is. Hi, Mark. Benita the rodeo queen. How you doing? I ride my horse.
Just gonna Phil Player tell you what.
What?
I think that it's really sad all these jobs are going away, and all these taxi drivers too, because they got a living driving people around in cities and whatnot.
That's right. So San Francisco's robo-taxi options are about to expand. So that'll make it more difficult for taxi drivers. Uber already was making it really difficult for them. Uber is going to be, however, in direct competition with Waymo. Amazon has something called Zoox, Zoox. Zooks! No, that's Zoinks that Shaggy used to say. Come on, Scoobs! And Tesla is also testing robotaxis in the San Francisco area. And speaking of Amazon, those porch pirate thefts, people stealing Amazon deliveries and other deliveries. Americans lost about $15.7 billion, amounting to about 241 million parcels. Oh, thank you. I need a root beer.
Oh, my God, make delicious root beer. Have some right now. Oh, boy.
Oh, it's a special holidays root beer. Thank you, Brewmaster.
Yeah, drink right now. Cut you. Oh, boy. I like root beer.
How are things going in the basement making the root beer?
Yeah, it's okay. There's a lot of robo people in there, and they're all made out of robo stuff that was made in some place that's not in America. Oh, boy.
Wow, offshore jobs making the robo things that are in the basement making the root beer. How crazy, robo root beer. Nearly 1 in 3 households were victimized by these porch pirates, amounting to 241 million parcels stolen within the past year. Each stolen package averaged around $65 in loss. And one of those things they may have been delivering were a costume for a pet, because that is an $860 million business, because we found that out just a little while ago during Halloween. Nearly half of parents dressed up their pets, their animals, for Halloween. The most popular pet getup were this year a pumpkin, a hot dog, and turning your dog or cat into a bumblebee. Probably more your dog, a bumblebee. And of course, it's always cute to see a dog look like a hot dog, and you just name your dog Mustard, and then, or a pumpkin. So cute, huh? Don't you think, Brewmaster?
What? I just want to know why you rhymed my name. You rhymed my name with Alabaster. Oh, boy.
That's true. That was a bizarre rhyme in this show. We learned a lot in this show. There were a lot of questions we had to ask, and we got answers. And we are hoping that your job doesn't get displaced, and that you don't mess with your face, and that you have a delicious taste for some good holiday cookings and foods and drinks and whatnot. And if you'd like to call in and tell us what you think about any of this, here's the number to call.
Call Mike at the Cafe Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with all things having to do with Mike's Daily Podcast, we go to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame. Thank you for listening.
Thanks again. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.